Hey everybody, welcome back to Race of History. We're going to do a two-part video today. The first part is going to be Sabaton's Uprising, the music video. I'm going to do the music video first, and then after that I'm going to do the live version of it. And the reason for it is kind of twofold. One, I've gotten a bunch of recommendations for both versions of the song, and so I didn't want to just pick one or the other and kind of piss off the other group. And the other reason is because I really like listening to the live versions when they have them, mostly because they're doing a song that's specific to the place they're performing. And I like to kind of gauge the crowd and interaction and enthusiasm. And it's just a really cool thing. It's kind of part of the appeal of Sabaton, I feel like, is the fact that they can perform songs for the people wherever they are traveling, like wherever they're on tour, they have songs that are specific to that area. So first we're going to do the music video, Sabaton-Uprising. Let's get into it.
When the Nazis was the rule on Poland, 1939, and the Allies burned away. From the underground rose a hope of freedom as a whisper. City in despair, but they never lost their faith. Women, men, and children fight, they were dying side by side. And the blood they shed upon the streets was a sacrifice willingly paid. Warsaw, city at war, voices from underground, whispers of freedom. 1944, help that never came. Calling Warsaw, city at war, voices from underground, whispers of freedom. Rise up and hear the call, history calling to you.
Okay, so the Polish Uprising, the retaking or attempted retaking of Warsaw, is kind of an overlooked part of history. I've had multiple World War II classes in college that didn't even reference the Polish Uprising, and it's probably still kind of a hard pill to swallow for Poles. At least it would be if I was Polish. The reason for that is the Polish underground was, there were resistance groups everywhere. When the Nazis came in and tried to push and just essentially kill all of those groups off, the groups didn't go away. They went underground, right? And so you had all of these Polish resistance groups that were part of the Polish underground. And once they saw an opportunity to strike, they decided they were going to take Warsaw back. The Soviet Union was literally right outside. I mean, the Soviet army was right there. They're fighting Nazis. And then in the West, you have all of the Western allies. They're fighting Nazis. Poland is here fighting Nazis in Warsaw, gets no help, right? Gets literally no help. So they fight this fight on their own. And, unfortunately, resistance groups just don't have the ability to fight a war the way that a major power is. And so air power, mechanized units, things like that are just, the resistance just doesn't have them. And so they need help, and they didn't get it, and it was a really hard fought, bloody urban combat, right? Like that was what it was. And I have like a natural affinity for groups that against the odds fight for their country, for their homeland. This is really kind of a rough story about that. And in regards to the Nazis in Poland specifically, there's a book that was written called Ordinary Men that essentially details this group of police officers who were brought into Poland once the Nazis invaded in order to kind of handle the domestic population in Poland, right? These were older police officers that had not been brought up, indoctrinated into the Nazi system. They were already older and working and well into their lives and careers when the Nazis came to power. So what this book outlines is they get shipped to Poland, and then it details their journey from being ordinary men to doing the most horrific things you could ever imagine, right? I mean, literally the worst things that humans are capable of doing. And if you study history, or if you're interested in human psychology, especially around war like I am, it's a super dark book, but it's a really interesting insight into, the whole question of how could you do it? How could you get that many people to sign on, especially if they weren't all radicalized? And this explains kind of how that happens. It's one of the only books I've ever read, maybe the only book I've ever read, that I've had to read something else or watch something else before going to bed after reading, because it's a dark book. But like I said, really good book talking about not the Polish uprising, but about the Nazis in Poland.
In accordance with the old traditions, 1944, still the Allies burned away, fighting street to street in a time of hope and desperation. Did it on their own, and they never lost their faith. Women, men, and children fight, they were dying side by side, and the blood they shed upon the streets was a sacrifice willingly paid. Warsaw, city at war, voices from underground, whispers of freedom. 1944, help that never came. Calling Warsaw, city at war, voices from underground, whispers of freedom. Rise up and hear the call. History calling to you.
Okay, before the guitar comes in and goes ballistic, the chorus of this song is really catchy. It's kind of a darker subject, just because of the outcome, but it's I don't know. I don't know the culture of Poland enough to know if this is like a rallying cry or if this is like a devastating thing. So it's hard for me to gauge, but the song itself is good. It certainly is one of the more like catchy songs and choruses that I've heard from them. But yeah, that's interesting to me. Okay, so that was the music video for Sabaton-Uprising. I'm going to load up the live version and I'll see you over there. Okay, here we go. Sabaton-Uprising, the live version. I'm really anxious to see this, so let's get into it. Jeez, that looks crazy. That looks crazy. Okay, so I'm guessing it is more of a rallying cry then, because this is the reaction of one from the crowd. So see, this is why I like doing the live videos, is because I can get more of a read on the content with the you know, the people that it's about. So this is why I like doing it. But man, how crazy would it be to be in the middle of that crowd? Joaquin's like, Joaquin's the way that this name is pronounced here in Texas. Joachim was pointing out, like, look at that crazy ass right there. That was hilarious. I love that they have the Polish part at the end of the chorus, especially for the live version. I feel like that's really cool.
Stolen heart in accordance with the old traditions. 1944 till the Allies burn away. Waiting street to street in a time of hope and desperation. Did it on their own and they never lost their faith. Women, men, and children fight. They were dying side by side. And the blood they shed upon the street was a sacrifice willingly paid. Warsaw, city of war. Underground whispers of freedom. 1944. Help that never came. Calling Warsaw, city of war. Voices from underground whispers of freedom. Rise up and hear the call. Historic calling to you.
That is awesome. They always look like they are having so much fun when they're performing live. Like, they just look like they are having an absolute blast everywhere that they go.
All the street lights in the city, broken many years ago. Bring a curfew, I was Warsaw. to rise now. All the street lights in the city, broken many years ago. Break the curfew, Isua's Warsaw, it's time to rise now. Warsaw, city at war, voices from underground, whispers of freedom. 1944, help that never came, calling Warsaw, city at war. Voices from underground, whispers of freedom. Rise up and hear them all. History calling to you, Warsaw.
Man, that Warsaw fight part at the end of the chorus is just so cool live. This was a great one. This was a great one. Like I said, the subject is a little rougher and maybe a little bit of a hard pill to swallow for Poles today, but the song was great. The energy at the concert from all the people there was great. So yeah, I mean, the whole thing was really cool. I like this one a lot, and yeah, I'm anxious to hear what the Sabaton history for this one is too, and if they get into specifically the lack of help. I wonder if that's something that's talked about in the Sabaton history. But this was a great one. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Help me keep building the channel over here. I will put the Discord link down below if you want to continue that conversation over there. Like I said in the last video, whole lot of Swedes in the Discord. So if you are not Swedish and you jump in over there, post a picture of your nation's flag. And if you are Swedish, then you'll feel right at home with, you know, the 80% or so of Swedes that are over there right now. So, but yeah, I'll see you guys next time.